On this week's episode of The Splash, the new nature room, the no meat eats, and preparing for emergencies. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories. Also that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash.
Welcome to The Splash. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for being with us. WB Parks recently unveiled their remodeled and renewed Nature Center, and Tyler Keefe visited the ribbon cutting to get the story.
Well, if you've ever been to the Recreation Activity Center, you've probably been inside the Nature Room. West Bloomfield Parks recently underwent renovations on the learning space to help bolster its ability to engage local children in nature and education. Formerly the Nature Nook upon its 2013 grand opening, the Nature Room at WB Parks' Recreation Activity Center has undergone, in scientific terms, a metamorphosis, converting the room from an adaptive learning space into an interactive inspiration for youth engagement in nature and play.
We have done a remodel on the whole room, including some murals and new display tanks, and we're really excited that we've had the community out to help us celebrate. The old one was a little bit dated, and we wanted to put the animals actually in what the habitats that you would see them in nature. And so it gives the kids, when they come in, a little bit more context of where they would normally see them. Also, the displays are now down at their level, and so they can really interact a lot easier for the little ones.
The remodel was a focused effort between Parks administration and staff and the renovation team to utilize the space for its most specific goal of inspiring nature-based learning and play opportunities for local youth.
Well, a big part of our strategic plan, one of our pillars, is conservation and the environment. Without the environment, there's so many things that kids miss out on, and health and wellness is really wrapped up also in the environment. When kids go out to play, statistics say they are mentally more engaged in school. They are healthier. They are less likely to be obese later in life. There's so many things that are connected. So we really want kids to care for the environment when they're young, because that transcends into adulthood.
The project moves the goals of West Bloomfield Parks' continued efforts of engagement in nature and public education forward, while providing inspiration and lessons for projects of the future.
So we are starting to look at what else is needed within our park system. What we hope to do is start to have some public meetings to eventually look at plans to make this building larger to be able to serve the community better for a couple different reasons. One, for our senior population, and also we want to have more of a commitment to our conservation side, and because without the environment, where would parks be?
West Bloomfield Parks has fun activities and open hours planned at the Nature Room every single month, and you can find those details on their website at wbparks.org, and join me and my friend here at the Recreation Activity Center. In West Bloomfield Township, I'm Tyler Keefe, reporting for The Splash.
You can find more information on our website at civiccentertv.com/nature room ribbon cut. Next up, we learn about some healthy, meat-free recipes to make at home. Jake Kustash enters the zone.
Hey, look, I know you got a Slim Jim in your pocket, some sausage patties in your backpack, a hamburger in your sock, but that's not going to fly today, because we're about to enter the meat-free zone here at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital.
Today in the demonstration kitchen, we are holding a cooking class featuring meatless protein sources. So we had a recipe with some tofu, some tempeh, and it looks like everybody likes them. One of the big trends in diets for 2020 is absolutely going either a vegan diet, which is no animal products, or a modified vegan diet. I think everybody is realizing that cutting down on meat in their diet is something that's healthy, and this is coming to one of our cooking classes here at Henry Ford West Bloomfield is a great way of learning more about that.
The meat-free zone is just one of the many classes and activities that are held inside the demonstration kitchen. This fantastic space allows for any member of the community to come by, learn, have fun, and improve their health and their lives.
I think for the community, it's a great space that we can utilize to bring people together like this so they can learn about healthy eating and healthy habits. We also host forums here, and we have events that we put on. So it seats a lot of people, and we love bringing people into the hospital.
I love our demonstration kitchen because it's a great place to learn cooking skills. There's a camera that everyone can see what the chef is doing, and you can share some culinary tips. And, I think everyone walks away learning something new.
Well, looks like you can throw out all those Slim Jims, sausage patties, and hamburgers, all thanks to the class here at the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. And reporting for The Splash, I'm Jake Kustash.
For more, you can visit civiccentertv.com/meatfreezone. Later in the show, we learn about preventing emergencies, and we also speak with a West Bloomfield native that is making it big in L.A.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
This hour of programming is brought to you in part by Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. 10 years ago, Henry Ford Health System celebrated the grand opening of its West Bloomfield Hospital. Since then, they've celebrated innovative new technologies, medical breakthroughs, and unique approaches to health and healing. To learn more about Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, visit henryford.com/West Bloomfield 10. Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital is a proud sponsor of Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for being with us. The West Bloomfield Fire Department showcased the importance of having working smoke detectors in your home. Lawrence Nyland stopped by to bring us the story.
As we approach the day to turn back our clocks, safety experts remind us that this is also a great day to swap out the batteries in our smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. But if you think your device may be old or not working properly, it just might be time to simply replace that detector.
Here in West Bloomfield, you wouldn't think it occurs here, but we have a real problem with the lack of working smoke detectors. We see a lot of smoke detectors that are old, and we have some older neighborhoods that were never built with them in the first place, and people haven't added them through time. Or they did a remodel and they didn't add them back in when they remodeled. So having working smoke detectors or CO detectors, having those together in your home, it's really cheap insurance. But we run about 60% of the residents we go into don't have a proper working smoke detector or CO alarm. Smoke detectors should be updated every 10 years. They only last about 10 years. When they put that new battery in and they push the button and it makes noise, they think it's working. But it might not be detecting things. So every 10 years on the smoke detectors, about every 7 years on the CO alarm.
Smoke alarms have long been a mainstay in most every home, but a surprising number of residences still do not have working carbon monoxide detectors. But the evidence is there to prove how valuable this inexpensive accessory can be to saving lives.
One big emergency that happens quite a bit here in West Bloomfield is carbon monoxide poisoning. We've had 9 families saved just in the last 12 months by CO detectors or CO alarms. So it's important for us to get that message out that no matter how new your home is or old your home is, you could still have a carbon monoxide emergency. And you can't see, taste, or smell that gas in your home. So without one of these detectors, you could be poisoned and not even know it. If you have lower levels of CO in the home, you might feel these headaches coming on. You might feel a little sick, almost flu-like symptoms that come and go. That could be a sign of low levels of CO in your home that you wouldn't be able to pick up on or detect without one of these detectors. So you can be poisoned in 2 ways. You can be poisoned at low levels over a long period of time or high levels over a short period of time. So it's not uncommon for us to see people that report to us they have had headaches and nausea and things like that over the last several weeks before they finally call with an alarm.
Reporting for The Splash, this is Lawrence Nyland.
To learn more, you can visit civiccentertv.com/smokysmoke. Now it's time for the Civic Center TV event update, where we provide you with upcoming events going on in our community. And for a look at additional events, visit civiccentertv.com/events. Dispose of prescription drugs with Operation Medicine Cabinet happening year-round in West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, and Orchard Lake. And this project takes place at the police departments of the 3 communities. Disposing of drugs is completely anonymous. Open 24/7 in West Bloomfield, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Kego Harbor, and Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Orchard Lake. For more information, visit oakgov.com or call your local police. Get your babies, get your books, because Books and Babies is back at the library Fridays, 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. The West Bloomfield Public Library is hosting their Books and Babies event. These events help introduce your baby to books to help stimulate brain development. There's no registration or cost required. For more information, visit westbloomfieldlibrary.org. Talk to your representative. Representative Brenda Carter will be holding a town hall on February 3rd from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at your emerging space in Pontiac. At this town hall, you can learn about preventing property tax and foreclosures. There will also be a resource fair with liaisons from various financial, legal, and government groups. For more information, visit her Facebook page at Rep. Brenda Carter. Wag on over to the library for Read to a Dog Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. Your child can improve their reading skills by reading to the happy and eager to be read to therapy dogs. There's no registration required for the event. For more information, go to westbloomfieldlibrary.org. That's it for this week's highlights. You can find more events online at civiccentertv.com/events and see everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, Jake Kustash will sit down with singer Jesse Palter.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
You want it, you got it. Civic Center TV has been bringing you live coverage of your local municipal meetings for years. Now you can catch a replay of those meetings the following day at 1 o'clock and again on Saturdays and Sundays at 9 a.m. If that's not enough, you can also visit civiccentertv.com/meetings to view a whole list of on-demand township board meetings and keep up to date on the most recent developments in your local government. Giving you more, it's Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm joined this week by Jesse Palter, singer from Mack Avenue Records. Jesse, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first, you want to introduce yourself to the greater West Bloomfield area?
Sure, yes. Well, I'm no stranger to the greater West Bloomfield area. I was born and raised here.
Awesome.
So I grew up at Walnut and Drake, basically.
Right
and I went to West Bloomfield High School, Abbott Middle School, Doherty Elementary School. So Michigan is, a huge part of my journey. And then I also was raised singing all over town. So I lived here. I went to University of Michigan School of Music, and then I moved to Chicago for a couple of years, and ultimately out to Los Angeles to really further pursue my career as a singer-songwriter.
So how would you compare living out in L.A., besides the weather?
Yes, because that's a big thing.
In Detroit versus L.A., what's the difference between the two?
Oh, man. Well, they are very different creative scenes. I love both of them for different reasons. I really am so proud of the fact that I am a musician from Detroit and that I grew up being raised by, the greats that are from here, and having really learned the tradition of music being from here. But out in Los Angeles, there are kind of no rules. Anything goes. It's a wide array of different things that you can get involved in. And so I think both of those cities have really been important to my musical journey.
And right now you're on tour. Is that what brings you back to the area?
Yes, so I just played a couple of shows at this amazing venue in Lake Orion, 20 Front Street. I released this album in July. It was my debut release on Mack Avenue Records, which is a Detroit-founded record label. And I've just been getting out there and trying to play for anybody who will listen to it and spread the word about the music. And it's been really great, very soul-filling.
So this is Paper Trail. Do you want to talk about that? What inspired it? Some of the songs on it?
Sure. When I started writing for Paper Trail, I had the ear of the record company. And it was always a big dream of mine to be able to release music, original songs on a record label. And so I knew that they were listening, but they hadn't officially offered me the deal. So I just committed to the discipline of writing songs every single day of my life by myself, collaborating with songwriting friends. And I wrote, it was an obscene amount of songs and recorded a crazy amount of demos before they ultimately offered me the deal. So I got signed in 2016. And then I threw myself into the making of the record 2017. And then the fun artist process, I had to wait to release it until July of 2019. So that was a crazy experience, but it's out now. It's available on all of the digital platforms.
Okay.
And then I'm just going from city to city, playing wherever I can and spreading the paper trail.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are some of the songs on it? Is there any specifically that you want to stand out you want to talk about?
Oh my God. Each one of these songs on this record is like a page of my diary. It's truly hard to pick one over the other. Because they're all so personal. All of them are autobiographical, except for one, which was written based on a friend's experience.
Okay.
But I don't know. Different songs have meant different things for me. I think everybody it would mean so much to me if people listened to it from start to finish, because I really tried to tell a story with the sequencing of the songs. I tried to basically tell the story of my life living in Los Angeles, far away from home, far away from my family, chasing my dream, you know, the trials and the tribulations that accompany that experience of pursuing a career as a creative professional, and just kind of threw it all into the music. I allowed myself to be really quite honest. There's one crazy experience that I can speak to. The final song of the record is a song called Goodbye, My Friend. And it was originally a collaboration between myself and another Detroit musician, Mike Jellick. I was writing for a jazz record with my jazz quartet in 2013.
Okay.
And he sent me this idea called Goodbye, My Friend. At the time, I remember thinking it was really quite morbid, and so I wasn't particularly inspired. And it was, melodically, it was not what it ultimately is on this record. He just sent me like a little snippet of a chorus idea. It was very jazzy. And I wrote back to him like something like, wow, dude, real morbid. Just wasn't inspired to write about it. And then throughout the writing of this record, I had just parted ways with a longtime collaborator of mine who was really struggling with addiction. And I had a dream that he died in the dream. I woke up from the dream, and all these years later, that melody had come back to me, that song lyric had come back to me, but it was a little different, and it was almost like in the dream, the entire song wrote itself. So I just really had to crawl over to the piano. The verse was all there, the verse ideas. And then... So that was a really cool kind of divine experience.
Naturally came together.
It fell out, and those are really beautiful moments in songwriting. And then I recorded the record, and the day that I signed the record deal, my aunt, who is an amazing visual artist and one of my artistic heroes, she took her own life, and she drowned herself in the Hudson River.
Sorry to hear that.
And so this song that I knew what the intention was about, that had sort of like had one original life, and then all these years came back to me, meant something different. When I went to record it, I channeled all of the emotions that I was experiencing surrounding my aunt's suicide, and I threw that all into the making of the song, and it was almost like I was interpreting my own song. It became a little bit of a different intention to me. So.
And
That's
you're pretty
a special one too.
Open with like mental health awareness stuff. You recently did an article on Thrive Global. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's really important to me. I mean, I've had my own journey, my own struggles through mental health, and it's something that I've always been really open and honest about, especially after my mom's sister and my mom's brother as well suicided. And so, you know, artists are vulnerable, sensitive people. I have chosen the road less traveled by staying in the game to pursue this passion of mine. And it hasn't always been easy, and there have been times where I've definitely struggled with mental health issues, and I just got to the point where I felt like I had to hold myself accountable. Like, if this runs in my family, if depression runs in my family, then I have to hold myself accountable and be open and open and honest about it for my own cathartic need to sort of like just put it all out there and destigmatize the topic. And so I've been I've wanted to reach out to people and let them know that they can reach out to me, and that as a community we all need to be there for each other and talk about these issues and find solutions and lean on each other for support. And really the power is in the community. Definitely.
Awesome. I think it's great being open and about all that kind of stuff, especially with music and the articles and stuff like that.
I appreciate that. I think we don't have a choice, but also as an artist, I mean, I strive so hard to be very honest, and I feel like that's the only way that I'm really going to enjoy enjoy this grind, because it's a real grind. It's like, if I throw everything that I'm feeling and I maintain, you know, true to my experiences, and then it makes the grind worth it, because you're singing stuff that really speaks to you every single night.
So speaking of the grind, in the future, where do you hope to see your music, to hope you see your career?
Yeah, I mean, the hope is world domination, right? I'm just going to continue playing as many places as possible, more touring stuff coming up this year. I have plans to release some music that has already been recorded. And I'm always looking for new ways to create and to collaborate and to grow as an artist, and hopefully just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and building upon what I've already laid down as a foundation.
So where can people find, I guess, you performing? Where can they find you at? And also your music?
I'm very active on my social media accounts. So I'm at Jesse Palter, Jesse Palter.
Which I believe we're live now,
We're
right? Live on Instagram.
Woo-hoo. What's up, Insta? I love keeping in touch with people that are following along, and so that's a really positive experience for me. So I post about a lot of public gigs on my social media pages, and I'm on all the digital platforms as well, like Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon Music and Deezer and Tidal, and it's not too hard to find me on there and to drop me a line.
So people can find Paper Trail and listen today.
Exactly. Yes, please do it. Do it.
Awesome.
Tell your friends.
Great. Well, appreciate you joining me on Splash today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the support.
It's been great. So once again, we've been joined by Jesse Palter. And next on the show, we hear about protecting our pets on The Biz.
Healthcare is an important issue for most families, but that also includes keeping our smallest family members, our pets, active and vibrant as well. And in this edition of The Biz, we visit Pet Value, a store that caters to keeping our animals as healthy as they can be.
It has become amazingly, increasingly popular, yes. So I think a lot of us feed our pets better than we feed ourselves. And that's anything from grain-free, gluten-free, corn-free, holistic diets, raw food and alternative feeding, frozen food. The pet industry and the pet food industry has changed so much, even in the last 5, 10, 20 years. We all grew up, for the most part, buying food at the grocery store. And we've learned, especially recently, that food is not going to be the best food for our pets for longevity and living a happy life.
We're all familiar with the term holistic, but what exactly does it mean in terms of a pet's diet?
A holistic diet is really kind of an all-encompassing diet that includes fresh meats, fresh vegetables, fresh grains, and is really a whole and all-inclusive diet to be able to take care of a pet in a holistic way. So that holistic approach and really thinking of it, taking care of not just one specific need in their diet, but the pet as a whole. So you think of the ingredients kind of being something that you would serve to your entire family at a big Thanksgiving dinner.
Food allergies worldwide are on the rise for humans, but pets are not immune to this growing trend.
I think people are becoming more aware of pet allergies and food sensitivities, and really kind of the few things that you can look for in your pet are, one, hot spots. So are they having any skin irritation? Constant ear infections is another great indicator that your pet might have a food sensitivity or an allergy. Licking and chewing at their paws. Anytime you're really noticing obvious discomfort, we can help you find an alternative that might be causing that issue or that sensitivity. And usually the biggest and easiest way to do that is by switching foods.
When pollen, dust mites, mold spores, and other triggers come in contact with a pet's skin, they can also trigger allergies, and bathing is a good remedy for treatment of these symptoms.
But based on dog breed and how long their coat is, how oily their coat is, yes, we love a dog wash, especially for heavier coated breeds, longer hair dogs. So our dog wash is fantastic. You can see behind us, each one of our locations has a hand-painted mural that's specific to the community. We welcome all animals into the dog wash, but we've seen pigs, goats, mini horses, anything that you can bring in. But our dog wash can accommodate up to a giant breed dog. We've had 250, 300-pound mastiffs in the wash, up to our St. Bernards. And then we've got a smaller tub there in the middle where you can bring in your Chihuahua, and it's easier than doing it in the kitchen sink.
For Civic Center TV, I'm Lawrence Nyland.
For more episodes of The Biz, visit civiccentertv.com/thebiz. And now it's time for our final segment, Person of the Week. It is where we celebrate the people in the community who are inspiring and providing toward others. And this week's recipient is Ruth Lyons from WB Parks. Ruth works for WB Parks as the finance manager. It is her job to take care of all of the finances that WB Parks uses to serve our community and to serve the people that reside in it. WB Parks not only throws countless community-oriented events, they also maintain our parks, provide our seniors with a place to improve their health, and also improve the quality of life for everyone in our community. She makes all of this work possible and is directly involved with making it all happen. And the dedication to making our community a better place is what makes her our Person of the Week. If you know someone who is making a positive difference, let us know. Message us on social media with any and all suggestions, because we want to congratulate and acknowledge those making a difference in our community. That's it for this week's show. You can watch new episodes anytime online in HD at civiccentertv.com. Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Civic Center TV on Comcast 15 and AT&T Channel 99. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Civic Center TV. And you can also catch me weekdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on WWJ News Radio 950. For all our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for watching The Splash.